post with no guarantee that they'll get at one in the new structure. I also understand these proposals include putting 19 full-time equivalent posts, equating to a third of all the full-time staff given the number of part-time staff within the service. This could be as many as 44 staff losing their jobs. They're going to be asking managers to move away from being responsible for one site and covering up to 3 libraries, meaning in effect there won't be a manager as they are at the moment. They'll be moving around over the borough. A new rotas to include Sunday working in running of the 7 weeks, and further increasing the use of release staff, in-house workers on 0-hour contracts, and a removal of set breaks. Let me tell you, that is a typical cut proposal with an expectation that workers will be left to take on extra duties and extra responsibilities. And the cherry on the cake, the back door being open to bring in 0-hour contract. I mean, what is there not to love about that? But let me warn this council, this Labour-run council. I'm also the branch secretary at Bolton Local Government Branch, and I've spent the last 12 years fighting against the austerity cuts. And our Labour Council wouldn't listen to our union members. And 3 years ago, after 28 years of holding control of the council, the community spoke up and they lost control of the council. Hackney Council need to be really careful that that doesn't happen to them. People get simply fed up. But I want to say, what I also want to say is that, comrades, we really are living now in a broken society, broken Britain, and it's in every fabric of our society and in the layers of our working class structures. We have got a rotten government. Comrades, the current situation is affecting our people, working class people across society, and we really are facing unprecedented times, not seen in our history for decades. And we have to remind ourselves that the Tories are on a renewed war path. So we are at war. And we're going to need every ounce of our energy and our commitment for the year ahead. Trust Blue, a £30 million hole in our economy. And how soon I can expect working class people and public services to pay for their party's mistakes. We know that they won't be touching any of the mates, bankers' bonuses or the oil and the energy obscene profits. We are living in a profiteering crisis, we really are. And yet they're set to unveil another dose of austerity. And it will be damaging. And they're back to doing what they really do best, cuts, and more austerity for the working class. And this will be done in spite of latest research that shows that, shockingly, a third of 1 million excess deaths can be linked to the last bout of austerity. And at a time when even the UN have felt obliged to step in, the UN, to warn against even more harmful cuts. And as you heard, over half of the councils up and down the country are now setting up these warm rooms just to keep our citizens from dying in the cold, from cold during the winter. And our schools are suffering, stopping repairs, turning the lights and heating off. And the hospitals are warning of soaring energy prices, meaning they're going to have to cut more patient services. And our own research in Unison shows the predicament faced by local councils. Councils are facing a £3 billion shortfall. So they will be proposing up and down the country and here more community-reliant services like the library services, leisure services, nurseries and housing support services. We've heard recently of another 2 county councils, Kent and Hampshire, they're going to go bankrupt in the coming months. And it isn't going to get any better because homelessness will get worse under this cost of chaos crisis. They are completely out of control, and we've got to remind ourselves that this is a government for the 1%. They are unmoved by the appalling situation we find ourselves in. Not only we find ourselves in as members, but our family members and the communities in which we serve. And that's what we can't forget as library workers. We might be here tonight because of what Hackney's doing, But we have to remind ourselves that they will try to make those cuts across all our services, and we have to be here to defend them.